there's a lot of people nowadays that are, and especially radio people, people on ESPN, people just talking heads on TV that are giving wide receivers a lot of hate. I mean, they are just getting a lot of hate. They're saying overrated, you don't need them, not that important. They're getting the diva tags, which they always have, and most of them are. You know, Joe Horn pulled the phone and out of a goalpost and called someone. You know, Randy Moss Moon fans, not trying to give them a pass on what they've done, but look at it simply from an on the field perspective. I'm gonna tell you why wide receiver is probably the third most important position in football in my book. People have this importance that they put. Quarterback's most important position. All right, I'll give you that one. That's number one. Then it generally has been going quarterback, offensive line, a good pass rusher, or a corner. Well, let me tell you what I would take. My list is quarterback, good pass rusher, and then wide receivers third. With all the normal criticism that they get is that they're dependent on other guys. You can make them system guys. Oh, the Patriots have never had a star wide receiver. Oh, look at what Manning did with all his guys, even beyond Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. It's everybody else makes them. Well, look at what they do on the field. Look at what they do for everybody else. There is no greater advantage in football than the double team. A guy who requires two people to guard him turns the game from 12 on 12 to 11 on 10. I'm going to list off a couple guys here for you. Tell me what you think of these guys. Jerry Rice, Reggie White, Randy Moss, J.J. Watt, Lawrence Taylor, Calvin Johnson, Bruce Smith. Pretty good names, you know. All except 3 currently in the Hall of Fame. The other 3 are well on their way. I heard an article that Calvin Johnson wasn't in the Hall of Fame, and I just kind of laughed, but that's a story for another day. J.J. Watt is the best player in football right now because he demands, whether he gets a tackle, whether he gets a sack, whether he hits anyone on that play, he demands that he be guarded by 2 people on every single play. 2 offensive linemen have to block J.J. Watt. The game has now become 11 on 10, and you automatically have an advantage. When Julio Jones is on the outside, he could have 0 catches for 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, zeros all across the board. You played the game 11 on 10. I saw the other day, it was Julio Jones' stats in all the Falcons' 40-point games, and really the only 40-point game he had a huge factor on was the Carolina game where they scored 43 points. He had the 12 catches for 300 yards. Well, the other games he had, it was like 1 catch, 2 catches, and I believe 4 catches. And with that, do they not realize the reason all these other guys are getting open? That the reason that all of these other guys are getting their stats and their numbers is because there's one less guy on the other side of the field, because that's the kind of attention, that's the kind of respect that Julio Jones demands on a day-to-day, on a play-to-play basis. People are hating on wide receivers, and you want to hate on them for being a diva, fine. But don't hate on them for what they do on the field. They are absolutely the third most important position you have. They are absolutely vital. And if you think they're not, well, look at what the Colts did for the last 3 years. They kept looking for another new number 1 wide receiver. Finally got T.Y. Hilton. Notice how the numbers went up. Notice how the other guys got better. Andrew Luck's been there for 7 years. Guys weren't doing that the first couple. I'm just saying.